Hello, everybody. It is I, Mario Mijares, aka the Blu-ray Bodhisattva, aka the Salsa Shaman. I am here today bringing you another astrological transit rant. This is going to be a new series that I'm going to start where I just record myself speaking into the phone as I am driving towards one of my jobs. Yes, I have more than one job. I have a job that I clock in at Monday through Friday. I have a job as your friendly astrologer and hypnotherapist. My available hours are on my website. Feel free to book a reading or inquire about hypnotherapy. And I am also a full-time caretaker for a disabled parent. Oh, that is one hard job there. So, anyways, very busy all the time. And I feel bad because there's always amazing astrology happening that is important to understand so we can be more at ease or flow more with more understanding or understanding of the currents we are in. And currently, if you haven't known already, Mercury is retrograde. Mercury retrograde on the 4th of August, which was also the new moon. And at the same day, Venus also entered Virgo. So Mercury is retrograde at Virgo. Venus is now in Virgo. We just had the new moon in Leo. Another important thing to know is that we are currently building up towards an exact conjunction between Mars in Gemini and Jupiter in Gemini. And while this formation is happening, Mars and Jupiter together are also going to be squaring Saturn retrograde in Pisces. There are a lot of different things to break down in the astrology that is happening, that will happen, and how it's all been building up from the past months, past couple of years, okay? And unfortunately, I don't have the time right now to really break every single thing up. So my intention, my purpose of doing these rants, these astrology rants when I'm driving, is just to get what I feel is important to understand out right now. Okay. Last week I explained, I put extra emphasis about Pluto being in Aquarius for the next 20 years. And there's a lot more to break down about Pluto and Aquarius over the next 20 years, besides what I emphasized last week. If y'all have been paying attention and following along with me for the last couple of years, I have already given many talks and written many articles about Pluto in Aquarius. So I will be continuing to talk about Pluto in Aquarius. So hopefully you're taking notes. Hopefully you're always keeping in mind and trying to remember all the little breadcrumbs that I give to you, because it's going to help you continue to understand what I am trying to relate to you. So it's important to pay attention and follow along to as many of these things that I talk about as possible. And it's not because I want you to watch all my videos or anything like that. It's because you have to understand that I have spent the last 17 years of my life. I have spent the last 17 years of my life passionately observing the stars, studying people, studying myself in correlation to the cycles. I have put in hundreds, and hundreds of hours reading articles, reading books, practicing, reading charts, reading my own charts, reading the forecasts, hundreds of hours listening to other astrologers online. Shout out to my brother, the Peace Dealer. Shout out to the Leo King. Shout out to Christopher Witecki. Shout out to Sabrina Monarch. Shout out to Molly McCord. I gotta tell you, Molly McCord is one of my most favorite astrologers of all time. Right next to the Peace Dealer. Fucking love you, bro. And many more, you know. I remember before astrologers and readers were even on YouTube, okay? I got in the game at a super young age where I had to scour the internet to find the people that were tapped in writing articles, okay? Because back in the day when you wanted to know what was going on in the stars, you had to search for articles and actually read. You had to actually read the forecasts and understand. Nowadays, you can just type it in on YouTube and listen to anybody tell you about astrology. And it doesn't sink in the same way when you spend your own time reading. It doesn't sink in the same. You don't learn in the same way when you just listen to somebody on YouTube all the time and you don't do your own studying, your own reading. So I need you guys to understand that I have been doing this for 17 years of my life. So what all that I have to share and give to you all would require hours of sitting in on presentations and lectures for me to help you understand the phenomena of what's happening through astrology. Okay? So I need you all to keep that in mind. And so it's important to follow along, because I will be telling a continuous story in a non-linear fashion that is astrology, humanity, consciousness, where we're going, history, present, and the future. And this isn't to say that I know everything, that I know what's going to happen. You know, I'm still a student of astrology. I am still a student. I'm still learning. Okay? Those names that I mentioned of other astrologers, those are astrologers that I look up to. Those are astrologers that I aspire to be like. Yeah, I've had many people tell me that I'm better than this and better than so-and-so, and I should have my own platform like so-and-so, because when I speak astrology, they just understand it better. I've had people tell me that they've spent thousands of dollars on other readers, whether they were astrologers or tarot readers or other types of healers, and they've gotten a whole lot more healing and information from just 40 minutes with me. But I keep myself very humble, you know, which is why you don't see me, trying to be recognized by everybody. Okay, I do what I do. I speak and write and share what I share, and it will arrive to the people who need to receive it. So Mercury is retrograde right now, everybody. And we have Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. The ruling planet of the sign Gemini is Mercury. And also the ruling planet for the sign Virgo is Mercury as well. And Mercury has retrograded in Virgo. Virgo is the sign of health, wellness, and daily routine, of being of service. Virgo is the sign that comes after Leo. Leo is the sign that animates your character into the performer, to gather attention, Look at me. Look at me. I know who I am. I know my value. I know my talents, and I'm going to express them. And I embody the passion. Look at me. Look at me. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Leo is more like, look at how great I am and value my creativity. Virgo, the sign coming after Leo, is where that energy then evolves to, okay, I have these skills. I have this talent. How can I use it to help other people? How can I be of service? Virgo is also the sign that deals with your daily routine, your daily habits. You know, Virgo's the sign that will never hesitate to pick up a broom or a mop and start cleaning the floors, or organizing the spice rack or the medicine cabinet, or even your tool shed. Okay? So Mercury is the planet that governs the mind, the brain, information that, you know, passes through your nervous system, passes through your brain. Okay, this is all Mercury. And so for Mercury being retrograde in Virgo right now, something that's going to be emphasized is becoming aware of what are your current habits right now. What are your current daily routines? What is being neglected in your life that needs some attention? So in tangent with the Gemini energy, Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini, that is a doozy all on its own. Okay, Mars is the, you know, god of war in astrology. Mars rules the sign Aries. Mars is all about assertiveness, masculine energy, warrior energy, aggression, conflict, weapons. Mars is the energy that gives us the action. Mars is the energy that gives us physical action, to take action, to acquire that which we desire. And Gemini being a sign of the mind, of communication, Mars in Gemini is a period where our mental activity is really heightened. There is a lot of action happening mentally, verbally. Communications may be a hot thing right now. You may be needing to talk to a lot of people, negotiate with a lot of people. There might be a lot of things that have been on your mind over the last couple of months that you've been needing to express but have not been able to. And because it's Mars, these thoughts that have been brewing within you for who knows how long will finally find their way out through your mouth hole, likely as a reaction from agitation, from frustration. And sometimes that's what it's going to take to get somebody to speak their truth, is for them to become irritated enough, their ego getting frustrated enough, their patience getting thin enough where they finally just blurp out the thing. You know, they blurp out the thing. Like it's like, well, I hate spaghetti with meatballs, damn it. I'm tired of spaghetti and meatballs. I don't like it, and I hate how you always try to convince me to eat the spaghetti and meatballs, and I don't fucking like it. That's going to be the kind of thing of Mars and Gemini, to get that out. And at first it might be like, whoa, I had no idea you were so fucking opinionated and such a little bitch about spaghetti and meatballs. I'm sorry, what can I do? Because Mercury is retrograde and Mercury is communication, then anything that needs to be opened up and spoken and expressed are going to be things that are going to require renegotiation or having to go back and forth for a period, for a couple of months. So any important things that are coming up right now that you need to talk about with other people are going to be a topic of conversation and negotiation and back and forth, likely for the next 3 months. Okay. So it's important to understand that, because as a result, what may happen is, due to the Mars energy and then Jupiter also being in Gemini as well, and this Mars and Jupiter forming a conjunction. So remember, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Jupiter is fucking ginormous, is huge. So in astrology, Jupiter represents expansion. Jupiter wants to expand the experience of all that it touches. And Jupiter is a great benevolent planet. Jupiter is known to be the planet of luck and good fortune and world travel and expansion, but also philosophy and spirituality and religion and politics. And in Gemini is a sign of information and duality and the mind. So with Jupiter being in Gemini right now, the mind is being overwhelmed, extremely overwhelmed with too much data, too much information that you just might not know where to go. And in a year like right now, an election year, it makes it even more wilder, because now we have sides to pick. Republican, Democrat, Kamala, Trump, RFK, white hats, black hats, all of these things, right? So the extreme of experiencing duality right now is at an all-time high. And I know for my viewers, my friends, y'all who are plugged into me, I know I'm preaching to the choir, and you guys are that, we're a collective that's just on a different level of understanding. But there is a whole fucking world. We are living in a country with millions of people that are not hip to the same thing, that are so wrapped up in the matrix, okay? So the astrology I'm speaking is to help you understand the rest of the people, and also how it's going to be affecting you, but mostly the rest of the people around you. And so right now with this, Jupiter and Mars and Gemini, there's going to be like a lot of debates, a lot of back and forth, a lot of duality, and it's going to be intense. Okay, so with Mars and Jupiter together during this Mercury retrograde, people will be prone to speak in hyperbole, over-exaggerate, over-inflate something of how they feel or what they want to say that will be exaggerated. And because of the Mercury retrograde, it's going to be misunderstood. It's not, things immediately communicated and expressed are not going to be received and understood immediately. There's going to have to be a back and forth. There will be a okay, when you said you don't like spaghetti and meatballs, are you saying you don't like Italian food at all? No, that's not what I'm saying. Well, I don't get it, because lasagna. Do you like lasagna? Because lasagna has all the same ingredients: pasta, marinara, and meat. So what is it about spaghetti and meatballs that I don't understand what's wrong? Because I see you eat lasagna, but I don't get why you don't like spaghetti and meatballs. Can you clarify that with me? So it's the back and forth. And the other thing is that with this Mars and Jupiter connection, it's going to be squaring Saturn in Pisces. And if you remember what I was saying in the video last week about Pisces and Gemini, okay? Pisces and Gemini, again, I'm going to tell you again, and this is why I need you to remember and pay attention to all the things that I tell you, so you are also learning astrology yourself. So, Pisces and Gemini, these are the only two signs in the entire zodiac that represent duality, okay? Gemini represents the twins. So Pisces and Gemini, they're basically the same fucking thing, except Gemini is duality through mutable air. It's an air sign. And Pisces is duality through mutable water. So water sign. but they're essentially the same fucking thing, except one has air power and the other one has water power. Okay. So Gemini, the twins, okay, the twins of the mind, the hemispheres, the brain hemispheres. One twin in the heavens, one twin in the physical realm. Gemini, the thoughts. Remember, I said this last week, having the thought, then the afterthought, then the contradictory, then the reflection, then, it's that mind space of, well, I don't like spaghetti and meatballs. Why don't I like spaghetti and meatballs? Could I like spaghetti and meatballs? Is there a different kind of spaghetti and meatballs? Who was the first person to even make spaghetti and meatballs? Why did they think of that? Where did they come from? I don't even know. I wonder what would happen if I ate spaghetti and meatballs and then actually liked it. Nah, I don't like spaghetti and meatballs. So it's that back and forth of the mind and thinking and going back and forth, who am I going to vote for? Am I going to vote for Trump? Well, I don't know. I don't like Trump because of that time when he said grab him by the pussy. But at the same time, I'm not sure about Kamala. So it's the back and forth. Now, Pisces is the duality of your beliefs and your imagination. And Saturn in Pisces, okay? Pisces is the last sign of the entire zodiac. Okay, the last time Saturn was in Pisces was 30 years ago, okay? And Saturn in astrology represents a lot of different things. Rules, structures, limitation, government, integrity, authority, law, the government, corporations, the military, karma, all right? And in astrology, Saturn is the ruler of the physical plane, of the 3D reality. Saturn is the ruler of Earth. Saturn is the ruler of this physical domain. And Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac, every 30 years when Saturn is transiting through Pisces, it is a intense period where collective spiritual karma is having to be fulfilled, released, ended, all that sort of stuff before Saturn gets ready to enter into Aries, ushering in a whole new cycle. So I've also been speaking over the last couple of years about this Saturn in Pisces. I wrote one amazing article about this Saturn in Pisces. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but again, remember, it's important. It's really important to pay attention and to follow along the astrologers, not just me, but the astrologers that you resonate and vibe with, to really get an understanding and not just listen to, hear your horoscope or whatever. There are plenty of astrologers that will just tell you what your fucking horoscope is. There aren't many astrologers that are going to tell you, what's happening to humanity, where things are going. And that's why I shout out to the Leo King, shout out to the Peace Dealer, shout out to Molly McCord, okay? These are astrologers that you want to continue to listen to because, they're building up and letting you know what's going on. I am doing the same thing. So Saturn and Pisces squaring this Gemini energy, all right? This is going to be challenging the thoughts and the opinions that you have with what you actually believe, all right? So let me give you an example, okay? As some of you may know my history, I went through a period of years of going through very intense health crisis. I had a stroke, I had brain tumors, I was hit by cars 3 times, I had injuries. I had all kinds of things that had happened to me that sort of beat me down. And things were happening to me so far beyond my control that I became afraid. I became a victim, and I believed that I was helpless. All the way to the point where I wasn't actually living in what I truly believe in. So I was living in what was in my mind. And what was in my mind was, oh my God, I have these health problems. I had a fucking stroke. I have brain tumors. I need this doctor. I need this job because of the health insurance. And the health insurance pays for my doctor. The health insurance pays for my meds. I'm sick. I'm a victim. This is what I need. I can't go anywhere. I shouldn't travel. So that's all mentally. That was all. Those were all based off of the facts and the information. And the fact was, things were happening to me. Things were happening beyond my control. They were scary. I didn't know what to do. And I was knocked off my power. I was not in my sovereign power until I challenged all of that by coming back into my center and reminding myself, what do I actually believe though? What do I really believe though? Yes, all of this shit happened, but what do I believe? And what I believe is the power of the divine. What I believe is the power of the Holy Spirit. What I believe is myself, my sovereignty, my divinity. What I believe is in the body being able to miraculously heal itself. What I don't believe is Western medicine. What I don't believe is pumping myself full of these pharmaceutical drugs. What am I doing? I don't believe in this. And how did I get here? How did I fall under these spells? These mental spells? What I believe in is God and me. And so this is the challenge of Gemini energy squaring Pisces energy. And it's going to be difficult for a lot of people right now because unfortunately, not a lot of people know how to be truly honest with themselves and what is going on in their minds and be willing to challenge the story they formulated in their minds and what they want to actually believe in. And so it's a duality. It's the nightmare. It's the dream and the nightmare all at the same time. So here's another example. All right. One of my coworkers always complaining about her shoulder. Oh, my shoulder hurts from this job and blah, blah, blah. And every time she complains to me, I'm like, oh, well, my wife's an acupuncturist. You should go see her. Oh no, me and needles. Oh no. Oh, well, maybe you can get a massage. Oh, I can't let anybody touch me. No, nobody can touch me. Okay. You can try these exercises. Well, I can't because I've lost 30% mobility. I can't lift anything. Okay. You can try CBD. What's that? CBD. You can do this and, try the CBD. No. Okay, well, what do you want? Do you want to get better or do you want to live in pain? I don't understand. And what it is that she wants, you guys, she's been working at this company for fucking 40 years. And what she wants is to retire. But she wants to retire now. And she wants to be compensated. She wants to be on workman's comp. So that's what she's doing. She's created a nightmare in order to achieve the dream. And the dream is to get paid, is to get money. So she's created this nightmare. Okay, I'm in pain. I'm helpless. I'm a victim. I have an injury. This job gave me the injury. I can't use my shoulder and nothing can help me because I don't want to do anything to help me, because if I do something to help me, then that means I get better, and that means there was no problem all along, and then that means I can't be on workman's comp and start my retirement early. Okay? This person will never admit what she's doing to herself, because there's people's conscious self and there's their unconscious self. And unfortunately for someone like me, I see both operating in people all the time, even in myself. Okay, it fucking sucks. All right. I mean, it's not bad. It doesn't really suck. It is what it is. But we have two sides, all right? We have a light side and we have a night side. And unfortunately, most people will never, ever allow themselves to acknowledge that they even have a night side, because everybody wants to believe that they're only do-gooders. That they're only do-gooders and they're victims of all their circumstances. Not realizing that their night side is trolling them. So she has been out of work for the last several months, but at what cost? At what cost? What did she have to pay to get what she wanted? She had to pay in believing and creating in this manifestation that she has an injured shoulder. Okay? So this is the challenge that people are in right now, and it's a good thing, because people need to get right with what their mind, with what they're believing, and what story they're narrating for themselves. And this Mercury retrograde is going to help people dissolve the form, the structure, the walls, the pillars of their current narration. Okay, this month of August, we got a mutable T-square building up. We got a fixed T-square building up, right around the Aquarius new moon. So it's intense. In essence, what this is like is stubbornness. Okay, it's two universes completely stubborn and at war with each other. Not gonna budge a single ounce. They are totally 100% absolute in their opinions of one another. That universe sucks. That universe is bad because they've allowed their government to take over them, and in that universe the twin towers collapse. In our universe is good. Our universe is slightly better. We're not perfect, but we still have the twin towers standing. And so these two universes are at war with each other, not understanding that they are both infiltrated by supernatural archonic energies, just having fun, trying to see which timeline will collapse and which one will become the new alpha timeline. Okay, so this is the kind of battle of building up to this climatic point, only to reach this point of mutability. So the mutable T-square is reaching this point where both parties of the universe come across that piece of information of, the reason why our universes are at wars collapsing is not because of you guys, and it's not because of us, because it's because of this. And this is the common enemy. And so discovering the common enemy then goes through that weirdness of like, okay, well, maybe I should take back all the mean things I said and thought about the people from the other universe. Maybe they aren't as stupid. Maybe we're not so perfect. And then what comes is the humility and the surrender and the willingness to change your mind, to change your perception, to change your attitude. So that's the kind of month we're in right now, a month of intense duality being experienced from all parties, and intense duality being experienced within one's own mind, within one's own heart, within one's own belief system, only to reach the climatic point of finally having an epiphany and an awareness of where the problem really lies. Going back to my example of when I was going through my health crisis, okay? I for years I was not living in my power. For years I was like, oh my God, all these things are happening to me. I'm hurt. I'm sick. I don't know what's help me, please help me. I can't pay my rent this month. Can somebody loan me $500, please? Oh my gosh. Oh, and the strength, my mighty strength that I worked so hard to discipline, was laying dormant because I got scared and things were happening beyond my control. And that's the thing you got to understand about human nature. That's what you got to understand about yourself and about everybody around you in your life, is that people have an inherent fear. It's physiologically there in our brain, called the reptilian brain, that is very powerful, and that's why we have a cerebral cortex. But we have to develop that muscle within the cerebral cortex to be able to override the primal reactions of our fear states. And that's what's happening right now. And fear is a bitch. Fear is a bitch. Okay? For example, back when I was doing landscaping, I was working with this dude, and there was a bumblebee. Sweet, gentle, innocent little pollinating, honey-making bumblebee that was buzzing around us. And the dude working next to me couldn't fucking handle it. He just kept freaking out. And I kept telling him, dude, relax, dude. It's just a bumblebee. It's not going to hurt you. Oh, I don't want to get stung. I don't want to get stung, man. I don't want to get stung. And I'm like, the bee it's not a wasp, bro. It's not a wasp. It's not a killer. It's just a bumblebee doing its thing, and it's checking us out, all right? Like, just relax. But he couldn't get over his fucking fear. He couldn't get over the logic and the reasoning of what I was trying to give him. And the logic and the reasoning is that bumblebees are harmless. Bumblebees are not aggressive. Bumblebees will not attack. They're actually very friendly. But he couldn't get over his own fear to allow that factual logic to calm him, to go into calm and override that. And what did he end up doing? He ended up fucking swinging the shovel, killing the bumblebee, and then stomping on it. And he was doing that to every single fucking insect that was flying around him. People are dangerous. When people are afraid, it does not matter how much sense you tried to give them. It does not matter. Fear will control them unless they actually have a discipline. They actually have a spiritual protocol within them to override that fear and tap into their wisdom. And unfortunately, we live in a country where everyone has been conditioned since birth. And their parents have been conditioned. Their grandparents have been conditioned. So it is a war right now of the consciousness, of the mind. And it is very important to be aware of that, so you do not get sucked in the vortex of the other people's fucking stupidity. And I say that with love. I know in these spiritual communities, when you say, oh, people are stupid and dumb, because I say people are stupid and dumb all the time. And some of y'all spiritual people will hear me say that and be like, oh, well, he's not really that enlightened if he's going to call people stupid and dumb, because we should be uplifting every person there is. No. People are fucking stupid and dumb, okay? And it's by design, all right? It's by design, okay? Inherently, if we were in a better universe, if we were in a better timeline, maybe they won't be stupid and dumb. But due to the water, due to the food, due to the music and the entertainment and the education system and all the other fucking systems, unfortunately, we live in a world where most people are fucking stupid and dumb, and the damage is done for most people. For most people, the damage is fucking done unless they have an experience with a higher power that transforms them. Okay, but it's not as many as you like to think it is. Maybe you do think, because you live in your reality in this world where there are many realities in this one world, and in your reality you're only experiencing people that are calibrated at your level. But when you step in your car and you drive out on the road and you drive out on the freeway, okay, you can't control how many realities are going to collide. All right. So, anyways, I'm going on a rant. I'm going on a tangent. I have arrived at work now, and I have to pee. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I will be making more of these to come. Please pay attention. Please listen to these videos. Like and subscribe. Comment. All right. We are trying to grow the podcast with my co-host Alex and I. We've been putting in a lot of work. We got a lot of things in the process getting ready to grow and be launched. So support us, okay? I don't understand why some of us don't subscribe and like every single one of each other's videos. Like why? Like how many of you actually go to your YouTube and scroll and worry about what videos are in your liked categories? Do you ever go to your liked categories? Do you ever browse through your liked categories? And if you do, maybe it's just only like once in a fucking blue moon. So come on, everybody, stop withholding the love. All right, like your comrades' videos, even if you're not going to watch them. Support us, support each other for the algorithm, because we are all being censored. We're all being suppressed. Stop being a picky little bitch. I say that with love, but come on, subscribe, like each other. What is it in your mind that is withholding that love, that is withholding that support? What is it? Is it judgment? Is it bias? What the fuck is it? Seriously, I don't get it. All right, that's it, everybody. Peace.